Thank you. This owl is such a gangster. I know, he's naughty, isn't he? This is a great horned owl. Nobody tells a great horned owl what to do. I had the best great horned owl in the world. He worked for me for like 15 years. And then he was 30-some years old and he died. And this guy started working for me. And you could see he was hit by a car and he has a messed up pupil. We don't release one-eyed birds because if 70% of all birds of prey die in the first year of life. If you take a bird that has a leg injury like that barred owl, or if you take an owl that has a pupil injury like this great horn, you put them in the wild, the cards are already stacked against them, they're gonna die, so we don't do it. So he was my number 2, and he started working for me, and it was the worst year of my life. I joke all the time, this owl and I have a love-hate relationship. I love him and he hates me. People ask me all the time, they're like, do these birds love you? And I said, no, I'm the guy with food. I am the guy with food. They're wild animals. That's the way they look at me. They say, oh, look, the guy with food. You know, he's got food. We like him until we eat. This guy, he's got the ears. He's got the horns, great horned owl. It funnels the noise down this into an eardrum right behind his eye. When I get great horned owls that come in that have been hit by cars, first thing I do is I shine a little flashlight down that ear hole and I can see to the back of their eye. And if it's red and there's blood in there, I know that they've been hit by a car, they've got head trauma. I give them meds, put them in a happy place, in a dark place for a day or two until their concussion, their head trauma comes down. And then we talk about, you know, hydration and eating and other things. Great horned owls. I use reverse psychology on this owl to get him to fist. Fisting is not a natural thing for a wild animal to do. Wild animals don't want to sit on a human's hand. It's the last thing they want to do. And the only way that I trained him to do that was literally to, after months of trying to get him to fist, one day I started to make it really hard for him to sit on my hand. And he thought, you don't want me to sit on your hand. And the more that I tried to get him off my hand, the more he tried to get on it. Reverse psychology. And now he sits on my hand with glee because he thinks that I don't want him on my hand and he's getting something over on me. It's God's honest truth. I read so much about great horned owls that panting that he's doing right now, it's actually kind of like a dog. They can't sweat. So they pet, they have that motion where they pant and it cools their temperature. He normally does it when he sees a dog and I'm looking, I don't see any dogs. Normally when he sees a dog he starts doing that because most birds of prey know that they're the apex predator. Well, until they're on the ground. When they're on the ground, they know that other things that are on the ground that can kill them. So their whole goal is to get on the ground, get your food, and then get back up off the ground so that nothing else kills you. So when these guys see a dog in the crowd, usually they're like, oh man, dog, because they know that they're tethered and they know that they could potentially be prey. I started doing my homework with great horned owls. Great horned owls don't build a nest. In February, they're one of the first birds to nest. They steal a nest. They take a crow nest, a hawk nest. I actually watched a video of a pair of great horned owls fighting a pair of eagles to steal their nest. And I'm like, oh, this is gonna be good. And the eagles gave up. And you know how big eagle nests are. The eagle nests are huge. And the eagle said, you know what, you can have it. And they left. And these two great horned owls are sitting in the eagle nest all proud of themselves. They're like, we stole the eagle nest. If they can't steal a nest or find a nest, in February, when no one else is thinking about having babies because it's February and there's snow and it's horribly cold, if they can't find a nest to steal, they'll find a big branch, a flat branch, and they'll lay 1 or 2 eggs right on a branch. Great horned owls are also one of the only birds of prey that will hunt beyond their appetite. The motivation for hunting is I'm hungry. Great horned owls, if you get a break in the weather in February, while the female's sitting on the eggs, the male will be flying around the forest, killing everything that comes out to celebrate spring. He puts it on the nest and he freezes it. He freezes it on the nest, and then when the chicks hatch in late February, early March, and you get a fluke snowstorm and there's 2 or 3 foot of snow, and everything they eat is on the bottom of 2 or 3 feet of snow, they have food all over the nest that's frozen. And whoever's not on the chicks, protecting them from the snow and the cold, will defrost the food and feed the chicks so the chicks survive until the weather breaks. Amazing stuff. I know, they'll freak out, I know. So, great horned owls. Great horned owls are also the only natural predator of skunks. And one of the reasons why they eat skunks is because they're yummy, and most birds of prey can't smell. So I get a lot of great horned owls every year that come in that smell like skunk, and you're like, wow, it smells like skunk. And then, yeah, because they ate them. Oh. All right, look where you're going. Look where you're going. Nope, that's not where we're going. Nope. That's where we're going. You got it?